Thank the ranking member for the time. I support this bill for many reasons. I support it for the reasons that were articulated by the sponsor, my colleague from Colorado, Ms. Boebert, by the ranking member, and by the chairman. I think they have ably explained why this water infrastructure project for southeastern Colorado is so critical, a project 60 years in the making. I support it because, as was noted, there are no cogent issues with this bill, as were purportedly articulated in the veto message from President Trump. Far from it. This bill will cost taxpayers virtually nothing, as was referenced, and it makes good on a promise to the people of rural Colorado. I support the bill because I believe that the people of Otero County and Bent County and Crowley County deserve access to clean water, just as every citizen of the great state that I serve and that Ms. Boebert serves, that Mr. Hurd serves, and my other colleagues in the Colorado congressional delegation deserve. I think what's perhaps missing from this debate, and it's important for us to level with the American people, is why are we here? Why, despite all of the reasons that this bill makes a whole lot of sense, why, despite the fact that this bill passed unanimously in the House and in the Senate, Mr. Speaker, why did the president veto this bill? We are here, unfortunately, profoundly, because the president has declared war on our state. In the last 40 days, he has taken step after step to harm the people that I serve and that I represent, denying disaster assistance for folks in Rio Blanco County, down south in La Plata County, freezing childcare assistance, food assistance for hungry families across our state, trying to dismantle a scientific institution in my district, and now denying access to clean water to 50,000 people in southeastern Colorado. It is unconscionable. And I firmly believe that the House and the Senate, and I'm speaking to my Democratic colleagues, to be clear, that it is important in this moment for members to support this override and ensure that this promise that was made to the people of southeastern Colorado is not impaired, it's not abrogated by the president's retaliation against the state of Colorado. We cannot let that become the new normal. And I will say to all of my colleagues, as you consider where you land on this particular vote, let me be abundantly clear. It does not matter if your community supported Donald Trump politically. If we don't take this step, trust me, no town is safe. No county is safe. No state is safe from political retaliation by the administration. We will be back here on the floor debating a veto for a project in Arkansas or in Texas or in Ohio. The House has an opportunity, in my view, to do the right thing on the merits, to support this important legislation that Ms. Boebert has introduced, that she has fought for with our colleagues in the Senate, Senator Bennett and Senator Hickenlooper. And I am urging every member of this body, put aside political differences, recognize that this is a bill you already supported as recently as last month, recognize that it's going to have a dramatic and consequential impact on a lot of Americans, hardworking Americans in the rural parts of our country, and vote in the affirmative on the override. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I'll yield back the balance of my time to the ranking.
The House recognized the gentleman from Colorado, who rose in strong support of the bill. He thanked the Speaker and the Ranking Member for the time, saying he supports the legislation for the many reasons already laid out by the bill's sponsor, Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado, as well as by the Ranking Member and the Chairman. Together, they clearly explained why this water infrastructure project for southeastern Colorado is so critical, a project more than 60 years in the making. He emphasized that there are no legitimate issues with the bill, despite claims made in the veto message from former President Donald Trump. In fact, he noted, the legislation would cost taxpayers virtually nothing and fulfills a long-standing promise to rural communities in Colorado. The congressman said residents of Otero County, Bent County, and Crowley County deserve access to clean water just like every other citizen in the state of Colorado, including those represented by Representative Boebert, Representative Jason Crow, and the rest of the Colorado congressional delegation. He then turned to what he described as the central question missing from the debate: why the bill was vetoed in the first place. Despite passing unanimously in both the House and the Senate, he said, the president chose to block it. According to the congressman, the answer is deeply troubling. He accused the president of targeting the state of Colorado, pointing to a series of actions taken over the previous 40 days that he said harmed Coloradans. These included denying disaster assistance to communities in Rio Blanco and Alamosa counties, freezing childcare and food assistance for struggling families, attempting to dismantle a scientific institution in his district, and now denying clean water access to roughly 50,000 people in southeastern Colorado. He called the situation unconscionable and urged his Democratic colleagues to support overriding the veto, warning that allowing the president's action to stand would set a dangerous precedent. He said promises made to the people of southeastern Colorado must not be undermined by what he described as political retaliation against the state. The congressman stressed that this issue goes beyond party lines. Whether a community supported Donald Trump or not, he warned, no town, county, or state would be safe from political retaliation if Congress failed to act. He cautioned that future veto fights could easily involve projects in states like Arkansas, Texas, or Ohio. He concluded by urging lawmakers to put aside political differences and focus on the merits of the bill, legislation they had already supported just weeks earlier. He highlighted the bill's significant impact on hard-working Americans in rural communities and called on the House to vote in favor of overriding the veto. With that, he yielded back his time.